This episode is sponsored by the Witchy Bazaar Online, aka your new favourite place to pretend that you're just having a look and somehow end up buying 3 things you didn't know you needed. If you love all things witchy, spiritual, or just a little bit different, this isn't your typical online store. It's an online marketplace and it is filled with independent makers. We're talking crystals, candles, tarot, and loads of witchy bits that actually feel a bit special. Not that mass-produced, no soul kind of stuff. So everything on there is created by real people with real intention, so it actually feels different when it arrives. It started as an in-person Glasgow market and the community grew so much that it is now online, so you can have a nosy anytime you like. Dangerous, I know. There's also a blog if you fancy learning more, exploring, or just going down a little mystical rabbit hole. No judgment. If you want to see what you're drawn to, you can step into the portal at thewitchybazaar.com. Hi, I'm Amber.
I'm Tony.
And we are Tuned to the Moon. We are tuned to the moon today.
Yes.
What's going on? You've lost your words. I'm losing my trains of thoughts.
I know. Like my words are actually not here.
Yeah,
today.
I think this week I'm just like mumbo jumbo. My wee boy wasn't well last week.
Aw.
He's not been sleeping much. Do you know what's so funny? My Apple Watch this morning was like, your sleep score is so much better. You got 5 hours, 40 minutes last night. I was so excited about that. And my mum was like,
5
Amber,
hours.
is that like the most you get? I'm like, yeah, that's an amazing sleep.
Yeah.
So I think the lack of sleep this week for me is like, whoa.
Yeah. I
And
don't
for
know.
you've probably just been so busy.
Yeah, well, it's back to normal this
Talking-
week
yeah.
because obviously the schools have went back. I've been back in the high school working.
Yeah.
But it has been, just when we're talking about me forgetting things as well, it's been mental in the school this week. Like
Energetically or busy? Oh,
Energetically.
really?
so heavy. Like
That
I was
post-chocolate buzz of Easter.
I don't know. So I'm like, is there something going on with the planets that we don't know about? It's not a moon, but I feel like there might be something big going on.
There was so when we were recording this, is it Lyrid? I think that's how you say it, the Lyrid meteor shower.
Oh, yeah.
It's been going on since the 16th of April, but apparently it was at its peak 22nd to 23rd. So I was trying to see it after work, but there were like, this week there's been loads and loads of
sightings of it.
shooting stars and stuff, like really, really good footage. So there's stuff going on cosmically.
There is. I think there is, because this is not like me to not know what I'm saying.
Blame the planets, as always. We love to do it. We love to do it.
Yeah.
So we thought today we would dive in a bit deeper into the story we mentioned on the podcast with the Scottish Ghost Company,
Yeah.
where basically I turned into my Gran.
Yeah, you did.
There is no other way to explain it. It was physically, mentally, I turned into my Gran.
Yeah.
And this was at one of Tony's sessions. So we thought we would dive a little bit deeper into this story, tell you the story, and Tony can kind of talk about
Yeah.
how she believes it happened. So, yeah. This was maybe like 2021, 22?
22 maybe.
2022, a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I was doing, it was like an 8-week course.
Yeah, so I had like a 8-week spiritual and intuitive development program running. I think there was maybe about 6 of yous, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Quite a small group. And it was just tapping into, like, so the basics of how you would start tapping in or connecting with the energies around you.
So we did some meditation.
Yeah.
And then like as the weeks went on, we would then use different things.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure at one point you showed us like pendulum.
Yeah.
We went a bit deeper every week, and then you were really thrown in at the deep end because there were some little tasks we had to do that was like literally trying to read somebody that you'd never read before, like straight away. And there were things coming through, so it was really interesting. And then on one of the weeks, I actually turned into my gran. So we had all come together in this circle. I'll tell you what I remember, and you can tell me like
What I
the
remember.
actual facts and what you remember. Because I have always used humour to mask things and mask how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And when you had said we are going to be, trying to tap into spirit and we're going to use red light to see if we can see different spirits or
guides or anything.
Yeah,
coming
basically
through.
this was like a task to almost transfigure into different.
Yeah, it was more about the other people there being able to see if they could see an apparition of someone else in you.
Yeah.
So someone would be sitting going
I
into
feel
like meditation.
I don't even know if this is like. It felt like we were in a witchy circle back in the day that was not supposed to be happening.
Yeah.
Because it was all dark and we had this red light.
Yeah.
But I was just like having a laugh about it, being like, oh, am I going to turn into a celeb and Michael Jackson and we moonwalking, ha ha ha. Like, and then I actually was so scared but comforted by what happened.
Yeah.
Because as everybody else was using the red light, I started to see, I remember at one point seeing like an old man and somebody, and I thought, oh my God, this is actually happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is legit. And when it was my turn, I sat down next to Tony, and Tony was really good, like guiding us all along what to do.
Holding the space properly.
Do not try this at home.
Yeah, no.
Genuinely, because it was freaky what happened. We had the red light and then started going, from what I remember, we went into like a meditation. Yeah. And the next minute, all I remember is my ankles were frozen. And I started to shake uncontrollably. And then I can't even explain it. I just knew that I was sitting wearing my Gran's house coat, dressing gown. I was sitting in her chair. The goldfish were there. The telly was on. My granddad was there. I knew I was in her space, but I was her. She had Parkinson's. She, bless her, she had dementia, but she shook a lot. Yeah. I could not stop shaking, but at that moment in time, like I knew I was her. It was the weirdest feeling. But what I also didn't know is that I physically looked like her and everybody could see it. Yeah. The girl that does my nails, Desiree, her and her daughter, they were there. Yep. They could see it, still talk about it to this day. Yeah, remember you turned into your gran?
Traumatised.
So for me, like energetically, that was wild.
Yeah.
And I just remember hearing Tony's voice saying constantly like, are you safe? Are you okay? Do you want to come out of this? And I'm like, no. Yeah. But for me as well, it was the tears. It was the emotion. I could not stop crying. Yeah. So what's your take on it all? Because that night I turned into my gran.
I love it. I think you were last as well, weren't you? I don't think anybody had to go after you.
No, nobody would have went after me. That was absolutely terrifying.
So yeah, as I said, like the whole point in that exercise was more you going into a meditation. The person who is sitting in the seat is going into a guided meditation. Sometimes it was Jim Clark done it with me at one of the circles.
He sounds amazing. I need to go and see him.
We have spoke about this. Where you're kind of meeting your guides, or remember mine went into like a past life with Jim. But it's so that the other people sitting in the circle viewing are using then their physical eyes to see. So it's not their mind's eye. They're actually seeing you transform, or sometimes it's not. It's like in front of you, but it just looks like it's you because they're face on with you. But when you're at the
that
side,
red light kind of helps as well.
With the transfiguration side of it. So it's actually, the purpose is for the other people that are there to be able to see if they can see. Was my mum at your one?
Yeah.
Because I don't think, I think she was struggling
She was struggling,
see.
that's right.
Whereas everyone
That's
else
right.
sitting could see. So again, it's showing you whose senses are stronger
Yeah.
than others. So that was the purpose. It was all, the whole 8 weeks was to build your psychic senses up.
Yeah.
But Amber being Amber, obviously took it to extremes.
Yeah. Not like me.
So I don't.
Did you expect that?
No, not at
Were
all.
you scared?
I wasn't scared because, like you can feel the energy and you know it's okay. I was more concerned about the rest of the group maybe feeling scared or thinking, why is she letting her do that? Because it probably looked scary to them, like you were shaking.
I was crying
yeah.
so much.
So I was probably more thinking, oh God, they're going to be scared.
I think that's why you were asking as well, are you okay?
It was to let them know
I was
that
crying.
I was looking after you, basically, even though I could obviously sense and see what was going on. So for me, because a lot of the time it is just the apparition appearing, and we've spoke about that. That's all to do with the electroplasm stuff. It's not actually you changing into spirit, but what's happened there with your Gran is, and of course we know she's always around you, and I know you don't see it sometimes, but you are very open and connected to this stuff. I think it's just the fear that blocks you.
It is, it's fear, especially after things like that, when you actually turn into your relatives.
But when we were in
Christmas dinner, who do you want me to be?
When we were in that safe space, she was able to come very close to you, actually embody you, which you were then in Transfiguration, and kind of taking her energy on, which is why you were looking like her, everybody could see, but you were also feeling like her. You were being taken back to her space, her memories. So no, I wasn't scared, but I was just conscious of the rest of the room and you especially. Like, I've been in that situation that had happened to me at Jim's circle, so I knew that you would be feeling okay, because I've said it on here before, like he was like, are you okay, like do you want to come out of this? And I'm like, no, I actually, even though I was rattling with anxiety because I was being burned at the state, or there was fire around me or something. I wasn't actually being burned, it was a protection thing, but because of the scene I was describing and the shaking, everybody thought I must be experiencing something not very nice. Whereas internally, sitting there, I felt so calm, which was the same for you.
That's how I felt. It's just wild how you can do that. And you've obviously touched on that there, saying it's in a safe space. Like, you're not doing it at home. I did speak about that before, like my son's red light on his thermometer. And I was looking in the mirror and I was kind of like, oh my God, my face looks like it's changing. Let's look away. But again, I didn't know if that was like my eyes playing tricks, because you start to say that to yourself, oh, it's just my eyes playing tricks. But in a safe space like that, especially when you're embodying the full, almost like physical being as well. The tears too, like, do you think, what would that have come from? Would that be from my emotion or her emotion? Because I keep a lot in.
I think I need to watch, because with my beliefs in certain things, I do believe, I don't necessarily think that spirit have emotion.
Okay.
If you're back to being that true essence and that energy,
a state of love,
the only emotion you have is that unconditional love, that state of love. So would she be coming through emotional? I'm not sure, unless it was just that. But I think the mix of both of you do suppress a lot of emotion. It was very intense. It was overwhelming. Is that then just bringing that up? Were you feeling the love from her and that brought up the emotion? It could be a range of different things.
I also remember, I don't know if you remember this, saying to you that, and this was never in her house, but I could see next to me was a rocking horse. And you had said to me that would signify a child or a lost child. And
for me,
and you were obviously the one who was with me and reading me at the time. So I could relate to that through my Gran, and I wondered if that's are these tears coming from,
Yeah.
you know, loss she experienced there, or maybe, you know, being reunited. I wasn't sure,
Yeah.
but it was an experience that I definitely think probably gave me the fear a bit,
Yeah.
because I did realise then I am in tune.
I can do this.
Right after it, I remember I had to go and take Callum to get his car. It had been like in for a service, and he was like, whatever, you turned into your gran, did you? And then you sent a voice note, and your voice note was like, what the fuck? You need to cleanse. You need to close
even
down
more than we have.
Yeah, like cleanse your aura, do a meditation, whatever. And what you were describing in the voice note, and he was silent, and he was like, oh, that sounds like that did happen then.
Yeah, I'm not talking shit.
Yeah. So it definitely was,
yeah,
like,
and
it was an experience.
That's why going to development circles for people that are trying to tap into this stuff is really, really important.
Do you still do them, Tony?
No, not anymore.
Just start them up again. Everyone wants to. Everybody deserves to turn into a dead rally at one point.
It is important because it gives you that connection with those other people. So if that had just been me and you sitting there, so many people could say they're talking shit, like that never happened, that it wasn't that extreme, but there was another 3 or 4 people sitting there seeing this happen to you. There's no denying what's just
And
happened.
why do people start to see the, you know, the physical, the spirit or the guide? Is it like because they are more in tune? Is it because everybody's energies are the same in that circle?
Yeah, so it's all the energy. So even I was going to say that, like, I could sit here just now, and if I stared at you long enough, I would be able to see your face change to whatever.
Wow. Like, was it Picasso that did all the, was it like the eye down here and stuff?
Yeah, so it used to happen for me quite a lot when I was doing one-to-one meditations.
Oh, really?
So the person would be lying down, and obviously you are just looking at them, making sure they're okay, that the energy's moving okay and everything. And I would just, their face would just start looking like somebody else. And I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Did you describe that person to them then, or would you
Not in the moment, because they were like paying for a guided meditation for relaxation or meet your spirit guides or something. And then I'm like,
yeah.
So I'm talking while this is happening. Like I'm just like a script for the meditation, but seeing this happen to their face, I would tell them afterwards, but not during it.
Where can you find development circles?
I think they're all over, to be honest. Most of the spiritual churches will have ones running. Some are closed circles that you can't get into unless you've been attending for a long period of time and they feel you're ready, or you might need to go to like a few workshops first before they'll let you into the development circle. But there are loads of classes that just run. In fact, there's one, Mark Phillips, his Instagram is The Mind's Eye. He has them running in Kirkintilloch.
Right.
I think it's maybe like one a month or
but
something.
There'll be them all over.
They
if
will
anyone's
be scattered.
listening.
Sometimes Eventbrite.
Yeah.
You could just type it in.
So maybe that's a good place to start, though, is like a spiritualist church, and then start going there. At a spiritualist church, this might sound really ignorant, I've never been, is it a floor show? Literally like a floor show, or is it? I'm so interested, I'd love to go.
But they obviously, how will I put that? It's not as performative as what a floor show would be. I feel like when you've got someone doing a floor show, like in a pub or a hall or something like that, there can sometimes be humour and, well, there can be at the church as well. That's wrong of me to say that, but there's an etiquette at the church.
Oh, right, okay.
They've got to,
like a specific...
You wouldn't find them swearing or... Okay. Yeah.
So is there still a religious element?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're singing hymns and things. Well, some of them, that's in the SNU churches, the Spiritualist National Union ones. There are more local ones that won't be like that. It might be the likes of me putting one on and holding it. That would be a wee bit different, but it's basically different practicing mediums will come and do like a 15-20 minutes
Yeah.
of passing on messages.
I've seen that on some of the Facebook pages. That's really interesting to know that some of them
Yeah.
hold circles as well. And
I think another good place for people to find out actually would probably be through Witchy Bazaar. Because there will be a lot of, I don't know if you would call them vendors, the ones who are there offering readings, healings, talks. A lot of them are obviously in that community and then might hold their own development circles. They might attend development circles. So again, just surrounding yourself in these places, like Witchy Bazaar, where everyone is like-minded and doing that kind of thing, you will make contacts that are then going to know things.
so the next Witchy Bazaar market is 31st of May, did you say?
31st.
Yes.
Yeah, Sunday the 31st.
That's maybe a really good place if you are looking for somewhere to start with, you know, if what we're talking about really interests you and you're looking at development circles or just even like that like-minded people, get talking. Like there's not going to be anybody there who's not interested in what we're interested in. So we're going to be going along. So you can find us, tap us on the shoulder, chat to us, talk to people who are local and at the kind of, like you've said, the vendors, the different creative spaces. I want to say that because that sounds nicer, because it is a creative space that each person has and it is all like that locally sourced or created. There's a lot of good energy behind it, good thought behind it, and as well as meeting like-minded people, you can pick up cute little bits. See, like if you're into your crystals, there'll be crystals there. The witch's spell book of love, happiness and success. Bits like that.
Also have your incense, sage, Palo Santo for all your cleansing needs.
And one of your favourite things ever, your cards. Books.
Yeah, their jewellery.
It's probably a good place to start, but it's also, I just think even before I really got into and turned into my Gran, I was just always into like that jewellery, crystals, books. That has so many books about the moon. And having a market like that would be so nice. I would have loved that, and I still will. I can't wait to go along. I've never been along. I'm so excited. I always see it as well. Like coming up,
can't go.
I've just never been able to go,
dates.
so I'm excited. We've blocked off that date. But if you want to have a look at who's going to be there, then you can go on to the witchybazaar.com on their website, and I love that. Enter the portal, and see what's there. And you were saying that too. Everyone on the website is at the market, so
that's what I like about it. Nice. You're then buying from those same people that you would be at the market. It's just at your fingertips whenever you want it. Yeah,
and find people who are maybe even like that running groups or just into the same stuff as you. You can even just start a wee WhatsApp chat, and then that's you. A good idea. Start going to a circle or a church or just meeting up yourself. Did you not do that at the start? You just met up with people who were into it.
Yeah, there was just a group of us who were friends and all into it, or we were clients of each other's for different things, and started going. Did we? Yeah, we went to spiritualist churches, but then we started going to a development circle together with an experienced medium, and then we would meet up once a week as well and just be meditating together, doing cards together.
I think that's so nice.
You cannot develop without practicing, and that's what people. I seen something yesterday, and it was about a dance school, like expecting your kids to be able to be this amazing dancer if they only go to that 1 hour class a week.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to progress the same way as someone that's going 3 times a week. So it's the same with this. Like it's a practice. Like you have to be doing it to develop it. Some people might have it stronger than others and switches on a lot easier. But if you're right, or you believe you're right at the start, you have to be doing things regularly to build those muscles, essentially, those senses.
And that's, you obviously do it as a job with the guidance and you know, connecting, but you're practicing daily as well. Do you ever like drive about or walk about and you think there's somebody's ancestor here, like you can sense people.
Yeah, you just randomly.
Do you feel that more though, do you think?
Stuff. There was probably points when I did. I think unless something is really strong now and pushing through, I'm more able to kind of just pretend it's not there and get on with what I'm doing.
Do you ever give people random readings? No.
I don't really like that, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, that happened to my mum before at a wedding, but to be fair, it ended up being like really bang on, and she went to the woman's house and it was wild. Like, it was really good.
If there was a spirit that was at me and very persistent, like if we were right now here.
Can that happen?
And if there was a spirit here for me, and obviously on this I would do it to you anyway, but if I didn't know you, if you were a stranger or I had only met you a couple of times and I didn't know your beliefs around this, or another thing is, do they even want to communicate with that spirit? Because a lot of times people that cross over that are trying to come through, it's to make things better. So it might be someone that you really didn't have a great relationship with when they were here, or you had no contact with at all, or they were a very horrible, abusive.
Oh, that's interesting, because I always think about like the really nice relatives coming through. I would never ever think of that, people who want to heal.
Most of the time they want to come through to make you, like, say you were carrying, this happens a lot actually, a lot of anger because this family member or person in your life had been abusive to someone around you, right? Your mum, your auntie, somebody like that had a very traumatic time because of this person, and then you go for a reading, they try to come through straight away. I don't necessarily believe it's to make them feel better, because again, I don't believe they have feelings over there. They are back to a pure state.
Yep.
I think they're coming through so that you can let it go, so that you're not holding on to anger, resentment. Basically, you're forgiving them so that you're not carrying that emotion.
I mean, it's different because it wasn't a horrible life as such, but the way that my mum's dad passed away, again, my mum found it really hard to talk about. She said it was really difficult to see. It was in the hospital and it wasn't nice at all. And in that reading that woman gave her, he came through, and then this woman didn't know my mum, which is why my mum thought it was like really amazing. He came through and apologised, and it made her feel so much better about it, because she could not stop thinking about it. And he said, like, I'm really sorry, that's not how I wanted to go, and I'm sorry that you and your sister had to see that. And when she heard that, she then thought, I feel a bit more at peace with this.
It's
I remember
relief
her telling me
for
that.
her, and she's then able to move on.
So that's just came into my head. I totally forgot about that fact.
So that would have helped her in her journey now that he's not here.
But see, where I had turned into my Gran through that kind of task and doing the meditation and stuff, how is it then that some mediums, like that woman who came up to my mum at a family wedding, she said, you know, there's a woman next to you, and it was my Gran that was coming through at the time, and again described her, so she obviously could see. How is that energy coming through? Do you think my Gran would have just, like the ghost company we're talking about, been using so much energy to tap into this woman to say, please give her a message?
Or remember, it is that, but it's also that she will probably be an experienced medium. Even if she's not practicing and doing it for a living, she's still got the abilities that she obviously knows she has. That's not going to be a new thing for her, that she's just seen your Gran there that day. Like that, for her to be able to approach your mum and speak like that, she must have been doing it regularly, or know that she's able to do it, for starters. So that's her abilities. So your Gran is appearing to her because she can see. So her, like, mind's eye and our physical eyes, our clairvoyant abilities are strong. Whereas for me, that I don't see. So that would have been more me sitting there and, I can feel her mum is trying to get through. Her mum's there beside her. Am I going to have to say something? Should I say something? What's going on? Do you know what I mean?
That must be quite hard actually as a medium to be like, where do I stop? Because then people might end up relying on you almost like a phone line and just
Yeah.
saying, can you connect with this person and that person or give me another?
For me, it is. I just wouldn't. You see it all the time, like people going to or saying someone stopped me in the supermarket.
Yeah.
But I've heard so many where it's been, I don't want to communicate with them because of the negative things from the past. So
Did you see the story of, I'm going to get some facts slightly wrong here, but what's your take on this? Did you see the story of it was a girl who was she was in like a car accident or something, or she broke down at the side of a road and then couldn't get help and had to walk for ages to go to a garage.
okay.
She went into the garage to ask to use a phone or something. I don't know the ins and outs. I don't know if she had no signal or what happened, right? But apparently there was these two men in the garage and they like stopped still and it was almost like, this was described as like a deathly stare, like staring at her.
Like they had seen a ghost.
Yeah, but she saw them, went in, used the phone, whatever. And apparently she then went to, I don't know, this hadn't sat right, and a medium went up to her again, ins and outs. The bottom line was apparently these two men were spirits sent to collect her spirit because she was meant to die. That was a TikTok story.
Okay.
So, like, what's your take on that? Apparently that was like her time to die, but she didn't die.
So
the
she's
side of
seen
the road.
these men, but they weren't actually men.
They weren't
were
actually
spirits.
there. They were
I
spirits.
thought you were going to go the opposite way
No,
and say she had died
they were
and these men could
No,
see
they were
her.
supposed to collect her spirit or something, but she lived.
Well, again, because of my beliefs, I don't believe it would be two random men like that coming to collect you.
Yeah.
In the gas station or wherever she was.
Aye.
But if that's what
I kept meaning to
she
ask you about that. I'd seen it a
believes.
few weeks ago on TikTok and hence why the facts are so vague, but I thought,
I don't know, there's so many stories, isn't there? But
Yeah.
that to me sounds like the Grim Reaper type shit where somebody's coming to take you away. Like, I prefer the other stories where it's, oh, I saw the light and it was all my family were there waiting for me. And
I also meant to ask if you're doing a task like we did with the kind of, and again, do it please in a safe space like we were talking about with the Scottish Ghost Company, Ouija boards and things, like
don't
try
do
and
things
please try and do it with somebody who's experienced.
Yeah.
And there are places you can go and do it. Would that mean that my Gran's a guide, or would she just maybe wanted to come through to show that she's there?
I personally believe that most relatives, especially those who were close to us in this life, will be a guide for you.
Because any time I've done that meditation to meet my spirit guide, I have a sleep paralysis, can't move, and I just stopped doing it.
You stop. That's your fears blocking you, though, I think.
I just took it one step further and turned into her.
Yeah.
Fully.
Yeah. No, I think
Ankle chills and all.
guides can be many different types of beings, but your relatives are always going to be up there, especially from knowing you in this life and probably what you've been through, and they can assist you a wee bit more. You're going to believe it more if it's coming from your Gran than an Egyptian pharaoh
or a random man in a petrol station.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Bill, I just thought that would be a good story to share because I think there was a lot of questions around it, like what do you mean you actually turned into her, like that can't actually happen. So.
No, like
we always say
she took over your body is the best way to put that.
She took over my body.
Yeah.
Spiritually and physically and mentally. And then never came back because I was clearly scared.
Yeah, no, she's there.
What are we doing today? Card pull or number?
Let's do a wee card pull.
Let's do a card
today. We've not had these animals out for a while, have we? I don't think
so either. No, we had the funky, really cool, street Jesus. Loved those cards.
Oh, 2. We've got 2. Right, okay, where are we going first then? Okay, we'll do both. So we have the dragonfly and the moose. So these coming up together. The moose is how you're feeling about yourself, your doubts, your confidence, self-esteem, feeling quite low within yourself. But then the dragonfly coming in makes me think that you're a really pretending that that's not the case, or pretending to be okay when you're not okay. So this is actually a message to say, stop pretending, go to those around you who are that safe space for you and ask for help and support, because whatever you're feeling right now, there are people around you, including spirits and guides and your loved ones, that want to help you. You don't have to pretend to be okay. It's like that energy of, oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's
fine.
okay.
Just dismiss it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm okay. Like, but then when you push a wee bit more,
Which we're all guilty of, but if
you're
it's
ready to
something
burst
deeper.
into tears.
Yeah. And it
Um,
can just take that one thing to push you over the edge, and it is actually something a lot deeper. Maybe the pot's been bubbling for a long time.
for a while. So it is a message to go to your person and ask for support, and just let them know that you're not doing okay, and someone will be able to help you.
I'm sure so many people can relate to that
Yeah,
on some level.
definitely.
Well, thank you so much for listening, watching.
you.
Thank you to the Witchy Bazaar for sponsoring. Next market, 31st of May.
We will
Very
be
excited.
there.
We will be there. I cannot wait. Never been before. I will have my purse ready
Yeah,
to just buy
spend all sorts.
mugs, jewellery, candles, and
Yeah.
let loose. I've got childcare that day. Woohoo.
Woohoo.
I can't
know.
wait. I'm so looking forward to it.
Yeah,
So thank
me
you
too.
to our lovely sponsor. And as always, you can find us at Tune to the Moon Pod, Instagram and TikTok. You'll find lots of clips there from previous pods as well. So please feel free to listen and put the notifications on Spotify.
Yeah, get your notifications on.
Get your notifications, because sometimes we like to post at midnight. Sometimes we like to post at dinner time.
We
Who
surprise
knows?
here and there.
It's a little surprise.
Yeah.
Whatever the guides tell us. Thank you.
Thanks.